Hi Jude, Sid Lowe from The Guardian. Welcome to Madrid. I wanted to ask you a little bit about this whole process. Obviously, you said on the face of it, it's very simple. It's Real Madrid, it's the biggest club in the world with the greatest history. I just wondered if there's been a kind of an analytical process in all of this as well, if you looked at the way that they play, if you thought about your fit within the team, whether there's been, if you like, a kind of a studying of Madrid as you take this process and indeed, obviously, as you now begin to train with them.
I'm a big fan, by the way. I used to do La Liga on Sky and all the channels in England, so I'm a big fan. But yeah, I've not just come here because of the size of the club. Obviously, it's huge. But when the guys pitched the I don't know how you say it. Yeah, the vision of the team. I was completely involved and I was all in. It's not just, oh, we're Real Madrid, we want you to come and join for us. That is enough for me, to be honest. But then the ideas they had were so good that it's just so exciting, and it's an opportunity that I thought I couldn't turn down, to be honest.
Hola, Jude. Hoy el día.
I think the exact moment's hard to say. I had the meeting where they came to my house, and I was sold, to be honest, but I can't really remember when that was. So yeah, that was the moment when for me it was definite. But like I said, you're always in admiration of the club, watching them win the Champions League. I was at the final when they beat Liverpool. That was another huge factor. But yeah, there's a load of things really that go into making a decision to join this club, because there's been a load of reasons, and that's all there is really.
Hi, Jude, reaching that kind of level now, is that the challenge for Real Madrid?
Yeah, of course. A club like Madrid and its fans and the people who work for the club deserve to have trophies every year. This year, obviously, they didn't manage to get the La Liga and the Champions League, but obviously that's the standard that I want to help the club reach, where they can compete for those very, very closely every year. As for City, they had a great season, but yeah, it just gives us more fire really to go for it next year.
Hola, Jude. Aquí 5. Gracias.
There was a little question in there at the final. I didn't want to make it too obvious or disturb him too much. If he had let me, I would have probably talked his ear off for 3 or 4 hours. But no, there hasn't really been any contact since then. I wouldn't know how to reach him. But yeah, it's like I said, a big honour to follow in the footsteps and wear his number. And yeah, an amazing person to meet as well. Who was amazing with all my family. So yeah, a lot of respect for him. Yeah. Probably in the room where I signed the contract with the trophies. I think that was the biggest one for me. All 14 of them were staring at you, and you can't wait to get your hands on one yourself. So it was really exciting. It was very nice to look at and very motivating. So yeah, I'd say that was the most eye-catching thing.
Hola, Jude. Aquí.
Yeah, of course, at the World Cup and at the national team camps, it's hard. All of them wanted to see me come back to England and play for their teams, which I really appreciate. But I like the idea of this being kind of out my comfort zone, if you like. Maybe would be an easier option to go back to England, my native country, and live there and play there in the Premier League. But it's just I couldn't turn down Real Madrid really. The club's so big, as I've said already 100 times. But yeah, it just felt like the right move for me. And like I said before, it wasn't because the other clubs were bad or no, nothing like that. It was just because Real Madrid was where I wanted to be.
Hi, Jude. Experience now playing for a club the size of Real Madrid.
Yeah, like I said, I think the expectations I've had on myself since I've started playing football and since I joined Dortmund has always been higher than the expectation anyone could put on me. So I know the level that I need to be at, and I know the level I want to be at. And yeah, you get a good taste of that from the World Cup, because there was a lot of expectations after my early performances in the tournament. So it's all brilliant experience. It's all a great learning for me. And I don't just want to come here and win, of course, would be amazing, but I also want to develop my game, which I know I will do.
What else does it give you, the move to Madrid?
I think from a national team point of view, it means that I'm going to experience playing in Spain. So it's a different culture of football, it's a different style, and that can maybe give to the players that have only experienced England. So it's nice for me to be able to give them that, whilst they can give me the side that's obviously the Premier League. And yeah, Gareth Southgate's someone that I've spoke to quite a bit recently because of obviously the games coming up and myself not being available. And he's always just so supportive. We have a really good relationship. He's obviously trusted me more recently to play in the starting 11. I'm very grateful, and yeah, we have a great relationship. He texted me this morning actually just wishing me well. So yeah, we have a great relationship. Yeah, well, it depends what newspaper you read to find the real price. It's not something I'm concerned about. I'm never really interested in knowing what exactly it is. For me, it doesn't matter how much I've come here for. The objective's the same. It's to win trophies, and it's to help Real Madrid continue to be the biggest team in the world. I'm a footballer, not a lawyer or an accountant, and my job is to take care of business out on the pitch.
¿Qué tal, Jude?
Yeah, like you said, I think pressure's followed me everywhere so far, even at Birmingham being the youngest ever player, and the expectations of having to play a big role in the team, and the same going to Dortmund, like you said. So I use the experience that I've already got, and I'll gain more experience from feeling the fans and feeling the players in terms of how they deal with it. But like I said, I'm like a sponge. I'm always learning, and I'm using my own experiences, and yeah, I feel like I'll be just fine with it.
We have time for 2 more questions. Últimas 2 preguntas.
I think, yeah, I'd always been aware of the interest from England, and so that was pretty normal. But it was a bit of a surprise when my dad sat me down and said, you know, you've had a bit of interest from Real Madrid, I think maybe 12, 15 months ago, maybe. So, yeah, when he said that, my goosebumps really, my heart was close to stopping, because it's just something you don't expect growing up to be able to play for a team like this. So when it actually manifests itself, it's just such an amazing feeling.
Venir al Real Madrid. Gracias.
Good afternoon, everyone, for a start. Nice to meet you all. Hopefully we can have a good relationship over the next few years. So, the reason why I said it's the proudest day of my life is, like I said in the speech, is because it's the greatest football club in the history of the game, and not many players get the opportunity to play at such a brilliant club, such a historic club. So yeah, I feel really grateful. And like I said, I'm very thankful to the people that have brought me here and have given me the opportunity to play for this team. Yeah, for a start, you know, money's not a thing for me. I don't think about money at all when I make these kind of decisions. I've never have, I never will. I play the game purely out of love. I spoke with the people when I was given permission by Borussia Dortmund. I spoke with Uni, I spoke with Jose Angel, and I loved the feeling I got from the club. I couldn't hide it. I told them more or less straight away what I felt about the club. And after I made my decision, I wanted it to all happen quickly. You know, it wasn't a case of the other teams are bad or they weren't good. It's just that, for me, Madrid is the greatest.
Gracias.
Yeah, for a start, I'd like to thank Jesus Vallejo for letting me wear the number 5. You know, I had some contact with him just to see if it was okay with him. And he was a brilliant guy in letting me wear it and just being so nice about it. So, yeah, I'm very grateful to him. But you know, I've said in many interviews how much I admire Zinedine Zidane, the legacy he has in the club, and with this number, I'm not trying to be the same as him. I'm just trying to be Jude, but it's definitely a bit of homage to how great he was. And as far as the 22 is concerned, it's the number I've worn. It's a number that has a lot of meaning to me. And in my heart, I'm still a 22, but just wearing 5 on the back. And yeah, we'll see what happens for the future. But right now, I'm really happy to be given this honour of wearing that number.
Buenos días, semanas o días.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of contact with him, and I think he's just an incredible coach. His CV, his record, the games he's won, the trophies he's won speaks for itself, really. For me, it's a brilliant opportunity to come and learn from one of the greatest coaches that's ever coached. So I'm very looking forward to that, and very grateful that he wants me in his squad.
To your mum, Mark, and your mum, Denise, and your dad, Mark.
Yeah, as far as the Harry Kane rumours, I can't comment on that. He's a world-class player. He's my captain for the national team, and I love him as a player and as a person. And whatever happens there happens, but it's not really for me to comment about. And as for the tears of my father, I don't know if that was just sweat. To be fair, he doesn't often cry, so I think maybe he just caught a bit of sweat drip down his cheek. But I'll have to watch it back very closely and give him some banter about it. Oh, it means a lot to join this club. I'm represented and the deal's been done mainly through my family members. So it's just amazing the respect that the club showed my family, really. Didn't try and manipulate them in any way. It was a seamless process. So I'm just so grateful for how them and the club have got along. And as you can see, it's a lot of work from them, for them that's gone into this deal. And so that's probably why they were so happy, and yeah, it does mean a lot to them because it means a lot to me.
Buena estima a otros clubes ingleses.
I think the respect that England has for Real Madrid is so high. The pedigree in Europe is the best, simple as. So I think it comes from there. As you grow up, you start to mature and watch games from previous years and understand the achievements of what came before you. And I took a lot of interest in that, and I think that's what makes Madrid so kind of appealing to me. Is it's a great history, but you want to be one of the players that adds to it and continues to make the club the greatest.
Tan exigente como el Madrid. Gracias.
Yeah, I know the demands of the club are great because it's a great club, but I see it as a brilliant responsibility rather than pressure, so I'll embrace that. And as for the maturity, I don't know. I think when you're playing in a professional environment with grown men from the age of 15, 16, you learn to grow up fast and understand responsibility sooner. And as I've gone to Dortmund, I've been given bigger roles on each year, and I've adapted well to them because of the teammates, because of my family, because of the coaches. They tell me what it takes to be able to carry this responsibility, so I hope to continue that here.
Hola, Jude.
For me, yeah, it's invaluable for my career, for my experience. The things I'll gain from, especially the two older lads, Modric and Kroos, will be unbelievable. Their knowledge of the game, the way they play it, their experience will be so great for me, and I'll just be like a sponge around them, really, trying to steal anything they've got. They'll probably be annoyed of me after the first week or so, but yeah, I can't wait to learn from those guys and then combine with the young guys as well that have already been here. I think it's a great squad from what I've heard from everyone in the club. The players are not just good players, but great people as well, and that's really important, so I look forward to linking up with all of them.
¿Qué tal, Jude? Gracias.
Yeah, I think the T-shirt itself is enough responsibility. I think I've put myself in maybe a bit of an uncomfortable position, taking number 5 to you guys. But for me, it's just maybe a bit of homage to a player that I've really appreciated growing up. He's a great player. He was the best. But for me, I'm trying to have my own path and maybe extend the legacy of the number instead of trying to reach his. So yeah, I'll use everything that I've got around me to try and do good by the number and by the player. Yeah, like I said for the Harry Kane question, it's not really any of my business. They're both unbelievable players, the best in the world at their positions. So I can't really comment. I don't know his situation. I've seen some of it on the internet and on Twitter, and if anything, that my whole saga, if you like, has taught me that is not everything that you see is true, and don't take that word for word. So I'm trying to build my own opinion from what I know, but in all honesty, he's a great player. Whatever he chooses to do, all the best to him. Would I like to play with a player like Kylian Mbappe? Who wouldn't?